there's some talk, this will make the XRP people really happy. There is some talk that XRP could be utilized and or ordered to be used for a central bank digital currency or as the base layer for national banking.
I don't know where it is. I don't know much about it other than I launched it. I heard it was very successful. I haven't checked it. Where is it today?
Hey, you made a lot of money, sir.
How much?
Several $1 billion, it seems like, in the last several days.
Several billion? That's peanuts for these guys.
Mark from Morgan Creek Capital. I mean, this serious individual talking about XRP underpinning the national banking system. We're talking about some big stuff here, people. And this isn't some wackadoo on YouTube or X. Like, this is someone in the business that knows where this space is going. And you've saw me, whether you call it a pivot or a flip-flop, where I said, you know what, I'm taking 20% of my XRP holdings for the long term. And it's because I've seen stuff like this. And I looked at it and said, you know what, that might actually work. That might happen. And in my opinion, it probably won't be even Ripple doing those payments. Ultimately rolling out that system, I think they're going to kind of pivot back just to controlling that XRP supply and really deriving value from that. I think payments will go to someone a lot bigger long term. We'll see how that plays out. But, you know, something this big could happen with XRP. And that's why I've said, you know what, I'm not just going to fiddle it all off here, even though it'll be quite a bit of money. I'm going to put some of that to the long term for the long haul. Because if that happens, it's going to be absolutely massive. Great interview, by the way, by Good Morning Crypto. Make sure you follow him on X. I think he's going to be one of the biggest X accounts by the end of this bull run. Already quite big, but I think he's just getting rolling here. Now, we see this by Mario. Ripple CEO brings blockchain fire to Trump's inauguration party. Brad Garlinghouse at Trump's inauguration, he wasn't just mingling, preaching blockchain gospel. He's there, you know, side by side with JD Vance, throwing some serious optimism on how crypto is going to power the economy. That's what's going to be so attractive to this administration, get this economy rolling, you know, get things flowing, get that capital flowing. XRP, its SEC drama very well may be squashed sooner than later. We know the case is over. It's all over Red Rover, but it might be official. And if that happens, we are going to go nuclear. I can't wait for it to happen. I suspect, though, we'll have to get the new SEC chair. And probably day one, that's not going to be the very first thing he does, but hopefully he's quick. Because if we can get that during this first quarter even, if it could happen by the end of April, man, it really could give us a big boost here in the appreciation of XRP. We'll have to see it play out. It's probably not easy to bring an end to this, but they got to be thinking about how they're going to do that here because that case has already been ruled on and it's the most likely just to be dropped. Now we see here Chad. Chad worked for Ripple, so I'm going to be careful how much I disagree with him, but he says Bank of America was ready to go 100% on the XRP ledger. Then the lawsuit dropped by the SEC and the war on crypto began. Know this. He's right that Ripple and Bank of America, that's a partnership. It's a very serious partnership. And you heard Bank of America come out today and say, you know what? When we have the regulatory go-ahead, we're ready. We're ready to rock and roll with this. This is incredibly bullish for Ripple and XRP. And I think they're going to have a huge, announcement this year between Ripple and Bank of America. It's only a matter of time there. Now, were they ready to go 100% on the XRP ledger? I mean, he would know more than me. I just can't imagine that Ripple Systems, the XRP ledger, would be ready for that, even for just one bank like Bank of America. But still, I think it's going to be a massive announcement this year. It's only a matter of time. That thing has been cooking for a long time, and we're almost there. Just wait till you see what happens with those two companies. SEC launches crypto task force after Gary Gensler's resignation. Usually, if the SEC is launching something like this, it wouldn't be good news. This is a very different era. The SEC is taking a new approach to crypto regulations. A task force led by crypto mom Hester Peirce to create sensible regulatory path. This is the deal. We can't really go where we want to go until we get regulations. But in the interim, the SEC needs to make sure they protect investors, stop fraudsters and hucksters, as Gensler would say, but let the entrepreneurs go out there and build the future. And I think that's what they're going to do here. They're going to have some way forward until we get regulations where we can operate within a sensible system. And we're going to see a lot of growth here. And for us, the investor in crypto, a lot of value appreciation, in my opinion, here. Promises made, promises kept. President Trump went ahead and commuted Ross's sentence. He was doing 40 years, no, double life plus 40 years. It's been wiped out. He's going to be out hopefully by tonight. Again, the guy created a lot of crimes. He deserved to go to prison, but not for double life plus 40. That was just piling on the guy. And it's good to see him out of there. Whether what he was doing was good or not, he sure advanced cryptocurrencies, showing it had a very real use case. And the same things that attracted Ross to cryptocurrencies, well, those same attributes you can use, but in a very legal and righteous way. And he just proved that utility, that original, big use case for crypto, while it had a criminal element. All of those would apply to all of us in our everyday life. I'm glad to see him let out, and glad to see that President Trump kept his promise, because that was a big thing about courting the crypto community. And it just shows he's serious about doing the things he said during that campaign. It wasn't just to get the votes. It's going to happen within the space. Very, very bullish to see. Coinbase CEO Tether might get kicked off if they don't follow U.S. rules. This guy would love to kick off Tether. They want you using their stablecoin USDC. They need some competition on there. You shouldn't, as an exchange, be allowed to just promote just your own products. We'll see how this plays out. There'll have to be some rules against that. I'm fine if Tether goes off, then you better support RLUSD or someone else. You got to have some options there. They would have already done it, but of course their customers demand some optionality there, and Tether's the most used, and so they have to support it for now. Does Tether get kicked off ultimately? Maybe. But if they do, they need to replace it with somebody, in my opinion. It's one thing if they're not meeting regulations, that's fine. If it's not a compliant stablecoin, you can't support it. Get them out of there. But you need to replace that. We need to have someone there that meets that, competition with them and meets all the regulatory requirements. And RLUSD, I think, would fit that bill. They need to replace Tether if they kick them off there, and hopefully they do. See John Deaton. He's recognizing something that I've seen here going on for a while, but it's heating up the last few days. He says, I've been in crypto for 9 years, and I've never witnessed Ethereum sentiment so low. This is the thing. It's been in the dumps before, if you've been around. After we got out of ICOs, before DeFi kicked in, it's like, okay, great, we have programmability. What do we do with it? The only thing we've ever done is mint, these scam tokens to make money, and it took a while to get rolling. So we've been here before. Ethereum's been nigh dead. I mean, at one time, I traded 16 Ethereum for about 9,600 XRP. I talk about the good trade there, but not the bad one. That's a true story. That's how close they were in price. Just an awful trade on my behalf there. But you remember when Ethereum was $87, and then DeFi really kicked in, and the price started exploding, and we've seen them come a long way since then. We've been low before, but it is heating up, and I think the pressure is getting to Vitalik. We see here where he's yelling at someone, this is not how the game works. The person deciding the new Ethereum Foundation leadership team is me. And he's just having this little temper tantrum here. And he says, if you keep the pressure on, you are creating a toxic environment and basically being counterproductive for Ethereum. And this is the deal. You're in the Thunderdome here. You're on X. People are going to go after you. It's his job as the leader to get this done and to keep the calm and to make sure that the Ethereum Foundation is set up correct. And it's interesting, we see the XRP Ledger Foundation also going through a transition. This is part of this, as these things outgrow their foundations. You need to shake things up. And that's what you see happening here. And hopefully he brings it together, because, there's a lot of competition out there. And while they are the runaway leaders in smart contract blockchains, it's their game to lose, and they may lose it if they're not careful. They really may. They may get run down. If anyone out of the top 3 gets run down, even Ethereum has a huge lead, they would be the most likely. We'll see how it plays out. Cointelegraph saying a massive list of crypto ETFs filings have been revealed since Gary Gensler got out of the way. And take a look at this list here. Just a lot of Solana and XRP ETFs, along other products here, leverage products, and some different stuff here, but some meme coin stuff, a bonk. But I like seeing these XRP. Some of these with XRP are going to get by. We have Bitwise, Canary Capital. We got a lot going on with XRP. Some of those are going to get across the finish line. And then people with traditional brokerage accounts will be able to step up and invest in XRP for the first time ever. We're going to have a coupling, a doubling here. The first time ever you could go to a US exchange and buy XRP direct, and then also on traditional brokerage accounts. I think it's going to pay massive dividends. Lastly, Circle, they're pivoting. They're not just going to be only stable coins. They're going to tokenize real world assets as well. This is going to be a big move for them. Probably be bonds, stocks, real estate interests, all sorts of stuff. This is going to be the future. RWAs are going to be so massive for the crypto space. It's built for this. It's going to add instant value and Circle, one of the big players. Also, of course, Ripple, the XRP ledger, built from day one over a decade ago to do this exact thing. Big area of growth for the XRP ledger as well. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.